What's going on, guys? So today is Friday. I have not fished since last Sunday. That is not by choice. It has poured and poured hard every single day this week. It cleared up a little bit here on Friday afternoon, so we're gonna go out with the Mojo bass, match that up with the 2500 Shimano Sahara, and we're just gonna try to catch some fish. I don't exactly know what lure I'm gonna tie on, but water looks very dark and very murky, so I think something with some flash and that makes some noise should work. Maybe a spinner bait or a chatter bait or a rattle trap or something, I don't know. But we'll tie one of those on, and I don't have high hopes for today, so a fish would make me happy after the kind of week I've had. All right, so I believe this is a 1/4 ounce little lipless crankbait. We're gonna start out with that. Hope we can pick up a fish. If not, we'll try something else. But yeah, seems like it's gonna be a tough day based on the weather this past week. Hopefully we get into some. Oh, there's some peacocks right there. How do they not go after this? Actually scared me a bit. Let's cast out, work our bait right back through this. Oh, they're right there. Come on, one of them's got to hit this. They were busting on some little school of bait fish. All right, those fish are gone. Can't believe I got nothing out of that. But a freshwater little mini blitz is always cool to see. Fish on. What is that? Little largemouth. This Mojo bass is way overpowered for these guys, but first fish of the day. All right, so I've caught a lot of weird fish, but look at this guy. He is deformed pretty badly. Don't know exactly what's wrong with him, but he's got a giant head, almost really no body on him. His stomach kind of curves inwards here. So this guy's had a tough little life, but let's let him go and hope for another one. Fish on. Feels like a decent one. Bigger than that first one, that's for sure. Oh, it's off. Oh man. Hooked up with my second one, but couldn't land it. It felt like a good one too. All right, so over on this side of the lake, the water is actually a lot deeper, a lot closer to shore. The drop off is much closer. So I'm gonna cast out. This time I'm gonna let it sink for a little bit to get it deeper down in the water column. And after a couple seconds, that's when I'll finally start my retrieve. Nice steady retrieve. And hopefully there's some fish hanging out along this drop off here. All right, we got nothing on those deep drop-offs. Here it's a little bit shallower again. Try to work this over the top of all the weeds. That's kind of what produced that first fish early in that second hit that I had. Just kind of working this in some fairly shallow water over the top of some weeds. Fish on. Oh, come on. It was a little largemouth, but still. It's been a tough day and every fish counts at this point. Fish on. Let's go. Can't lose this one. Feels a little bit bigger. At least he pulled a little bit more. Might just be a Mayan because those guys can pull usually pretty well. He's down in these weeds. Oh man, what is that? It is a Mayan. Not even that big, but he put up a good fight. All right, leave it to these little Mayan stickers to always save the day. I always catch at least one. So been a slow day, but glad to get one more here. I don't know if we'll get another one because the sun is gonna set soon. But let's let this one go and let's try to get that third fish. All right, so that is gonna do it. Everything came on that little lipless crankbait. Hooked up with 4, only caught 2. Lost the biggest of the day, which was probably a 2-3 pounder. Couldn't tell if it was a largemouth or a peacock. I saw a glimpse of it in the water, but alas, it wasn't meant to be. So weird day. I got nothing out in the openings. I usually like to fish the edges of the weed lines. Got nothing on that, nothing on the drop-offs. All my hits came when I was working this thing over the top. Ooh, my feet are getting wet. When I was working this thing over the top of some really low-lying grasses. So the water level here rose at least a foot, maybe even a little bit more in the last 5 days with all the rain. And I think that increased the surface area of the lake a bit. And some of these fish started moving into, I guess, new territory, like water that they weren't able to access earlier. So now that the water level's higher, they kind of started exploring a bit. And that's where all the hits came. So working this little thing right over the top seemed to produce today. But slow day like I expected. I'm happy to get away with 2. Hope you guys liked it, and I will see you next time.